everyone, Allison Gardner here, and I am very pleased to introduce my topic today. And that is the question, how do you feel about yourself? That is a very tangled question to ask someone in this day and age, because there's a lot of talk about self-hatred, self-dislike, you just need to love yourself and improve your self-talk. And we can think that we're tackling this really well, or we're hiding from it. There's a lot of different things that we do with this topic. And what I want to introduce to you today is the idea that there is a very large difference between dislike, outright dislike, apathy, and love. In order to explain this, I'm going to need to share a little bit about my own story. So last week, I shared, I am me, and me is enough. And in sharing this story, I came to realize that even though I wasn't awful to myself, I could look in the mirror and not think bad things about myself. In fact, there are some days that I look in the mirror and I go, fleek hair. Okay, never have I ever looked in the mirror and said I have fleek hair. But apparently that's a term that we use now. So there you go. But I can look in the mirror and go, you know what? I feel well put together and I like it and I'm ready to go face the day. But as I was diving deeper into being my best self, and as I have been working harder to build this channel, to do outreach and to help other people, I realized that just because I didn't dislike myself didn't mean that I loved myself. I was neutral. Because I refused to claim my goodness. I refused to claim my full potential. As Marianne Williams said, we are not afraid of our darkness. We are afraid of our light. We are afraid of being our truest, greatest self for fear of what other people will say about us or what we ultimately think about ourselves. In a world where it seems like everybody is doing their best and where people often share their struggles, we don't always want to share our triumphs. And it is our triumphs, it is our successes, no matter how great or small they are, it is coming to recognize the inner spiritual being of beauty, fire, purpose, and potential within us that allows us to become our greatest self. So I would invite you to think this next week. What kind of thoughts do you think about yourself? Do you outright dislike yourself? When you look in the mirror, what do you think? When someone gives you a compliment, this is even truer. You can trick yourself when you look in the mirror. But when someone gives you a compliment, what is your first reaction? If your first reaction when someone gives you a compliment is to turn them down, flat out argue with them, or shrug, that's a pretty good indication you're not a big fan of yourself. If someone gives you a compliment and you can say, okay, thank you, or you come up with a reason or excuse, or you deflect the compliment and give it back to them, you probably have some apathy for yourself. That's usually where I've been. Someone gives me a compliment, I can say thank you, but I definitely don't let it sink in. And I am very quick, to try and turn the compliment back at them because I feel uncomfortable with that praise. If someone gives you a compliment, you can say thank you wholeheartedly and let it sink in. You're in a pretty good place to be loving yourself. Keep going. Keep loving on yourself and choose declarations that empower you, that encourage you, that bring you hope for your future. Lay claim to the fact that you are a person of change. You are a change agent and you are bringing amazing things to this world. That you have potential and power that you've never even considered before. Claim that for yourself. If you're at the apathy stage, start finding out who you are in the inside. Close your eyes and envision yourself in front of a mirror. Who's looking back at you? Is it the person you see with your physical eyes? Or is it a being with power you've never considered before? If you outright dislike yourself, start figuring out why. Is it because you've been buying into lies? Is it because of some memory that you've been telling your story about for years that you're not acceptable, you're not worthy, you're not worth it? Dig it up, find out what it is, and get rid of it. That's not who you are. You are an amazing being of light who has the ability to change lives. But you gotta claim it. You gotta make it yours. Because you just saying, okay, whoever I am is okay, means that the adversary has lulled you into living below your privilege as a being of light. So reclaim your power, reclaim your potential, start loving on yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with looking in the mirror and saying, I love me on the inside and out, and I'm going to change the world today. Give it a try and see what happens. And I will see you guys on the flip side, towards the brighter side of life, as you start claiming both hands who you are, holding it in your heart, and sharing it with the world. You have the power to change the world. Think good thoughts, start training your eyes to see better things, and watch as the world changes around you. Have a great day, guys. Bye!